If you ever go down Trinidad, they make you feel so very glad. Calypso sing and make up rhyme, guarantee you one real good fine time. Drinking rum and Coca-Cola, rum and Coca-Cola. Well, that's about all I can remember of that song, but the reason I sang it and the reason I thought of it today was because we are going to be making rum bars. No, we're not doing the rumba, we're making rum bars. And we're not going to use the stove, we're going to use the microwave. How's that? It's summertime, it's starting to get hot. I don't know where you live, but here it can get in the upper 80s, anywhere to the low hundreds in the summer. And you're running your air conditioning, last thing you want to do is have your oven going for several hours. So, the first thing we're going to do, I've already got it in the microwave. We're going to melt a 1/4 cup of butter. So let's do that. It'll take about 30 seconds. Now I've already partially melted this, so I'm not going to run it for the full 30 seconds or I'll have butter splattered all over the inside of my microwave. But we'll heat it up because it's probably cooled a little bit. There we go. Give it a good 20 seconds anyway, just to re-melt it. Alrighty, I'm going to tilt the camera down so you can see the important stuff that's going on. As much as you may like looking at me, you can see what's going on down here with the cooking. Alrighty. So, to our 1/4 cup of melted butter, we are going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of rum. No, sorry, it's a teaspoon. Depends how much you like rum, I guess. If you really like rum, you can put in a teaspoon. If you don't like rum that much, you can put in a 1/2. And we're going to put in 1 egg. And we're going to add, where did it go? I had it here and it has disappeared. Well, I will have to get it. Because we need 3/4 of a teaspoon of water. I thought I had it already, you're waiting for me. So 3/4 of a teaspoon of water. So you've got melted butter, a 1/4 cup of melted butter, 1 egg, a teaspoon of rum extract, and 3/4 of a teaspoon of water. And what we're going to do now is we're just going to blend that all together. So you want to get it really well blended, but you don't want to get too carried away because otherwise you'll be slopping it over the sides of your pan. This is an 8x8 Pyrex dish. You want a microwavable 8x8. There we go. Alright, now we can set that aside. And we're going to need a bowl for the next part and a dry whisk. And in here we're going to put 3/4 of a cup of flour, all-purpose flour. Now, here's where we get into the fun part. If you're going to use plain brown sugar, you want 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar. If you're going to use Splenda, brown Splenda, you want a 1/4 cup plus 2 tablespoons. And we of course are using brown sugar Splenda. So that's a 1/4 cup plus 2 tablespoons. You are going to want 3/4 of a teaspoon of baking powder. Always emphasize that because there's nothing worse than putting the wrong thing in there, the wrong baking thing in there. You want 3/4 of a teaspoon of baking powder. And we are going to try and blend that all together. Oh, and I almost forgot a very important ingredient. Try my 1/4 teaspoon here. We want a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. And that's our dry ingredients. So then you just want to take your whisk and try and blend those all together as best you can. Try and get as many of the lumps out of the brown sugar Splenda or the brown sugar as you can. Water on my hands, that's not helping. Okay, now once you've got that all blended together nicely, we are going to mix it into our wet mixture. I think I'm going to use a fork for this because as you can see it's clumping up inside my whisk. So we'll get in here with a fork and we'll mix it all together. This is probably the hardest part of the whole thing, is getting this batter mixed together. You just want to keep mixing until you see nothing dry left showing. Everything is nice and moist and coated with the liquid part of the ingredients. Oh, you can smell that rum. Yes, sir. Okay, and once that's done, you're going to spread it evenly in the bottom of your pan. Alrighty, and if there's some left on the fork, oh yummy. Alright, now that's ready to go in the microwave, and we're going to cook it in the microwave for 5 minutes. So I'll just move you back up here so you can see. Oops. So, and it's just your standard setting, which is normally high, so it's just all you need to do is set your microwave for 5 minutes. And start it, and it's off to the races. Now, having said that, we're going to stop it at 2 minutes and have a look at it, and then we'll put it in for the last 3. I'm sorry, I just realized I got busy doing other things and I forgot to stop it at 2 minutes, but that's okay. I was just going to take a look at it and see how it was doing, and it looks, our 5 minutes is up, and it looks great. And I'll just tilt the camera down so you can have a look. There we go. And I forgot to tell you too that you can, this is optional, sprinkle pecans over the top. This is chopped pecans or walnuts or whatever. Or you can mix them into the batter. I am putting them on the top separately. And now we're going to set this aside to cool. All right, so while that's cooling, we are going to make the topping for it. So in a 2-cup measuring cup, you want 2 tablespoons of soft butter. Now I just softened this up a little bit in hot water and then stirred it, and you can kind of see the consistency. I always forget where the camera is there. There, so it's very, very, very soft. Okay. And to that we are going to add, oops, where did I put my, there we go. We are going to add 1/8 of a teaspoon of rum flavoring. That's 1/8 of a teaspoon.
and 1/8 of a teaspoon of vanilla. That's rum extract and vanilla extract. So 1/8 of a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And we are going to add 1 teaspoon of milk. Now, if you really want to make this rich, you could use cream instead of milk, but I'm using milk. And our final ingredient is powdered sugar. Now, unfortunately, to my knowledge, we do not make powdered Splenda, and so we will have to use actual powdered sugar. Now, this is just for the topping. If you don't want to put topping on, then you can omit the powdered sugar. This is icing sugar, confectioner's sugar, just a very fine sugar of some sort, but 1/3 of a cup. Close that back up. And you're going to mix that all together really well. Use your fork. You could use a whisk for this, I suppose. I'm just a kind of fork kind of guy. I like the whisk for some things. I prefer the fork for other things. So just going to get that all whisked nicely together. Alright, I'm going to bring here's our bars, and now we're just going to drizzle this over the top. You can see it's pretty thick, so you don't have to really worry about it. If you have icing, I can think of those. My brain has gone blank. I'm sorry, but you could put it on with an icing. Oh dear. Dripped on the counter. I saw that. You didn't see that, but I saw that. Isn't that funny how there's something you use but you can't remember the name of? It's the icing sack, icing bag. That's what I'm trying to think of, icing bag. You could put it on and do it real fancy. I'm just going to put it on like this. I can get it to all come out of the, this must be Heinz frosting. It doesn't want to come out of the bottle. Like ketchup. There we go. So I'm just going to kind of spread that around using this. Just basically want a hint of this on the top. It's not to be like a thick frosting like you would have on a cake. It's just a little sort of glaze on the top. Just enough so each one has a taste of it, because our real taste and flavor is in the bars themselves. And there you have it. Whoops. So, I hope you enjoyed today's recipe. There we have it, the microwave rum bars. I'm going to put this in the fridge to cool and to allow the glaze to set. And my wife will take these to her card club this afternoon. Alrighty, I hope you enjoyed the recipe, and we'll give it a try. And until Friday, when we have our continuing story of whatever might be happening, and our shout outs and groaner of the week, take care, stay safe, and God bless.